Oh, baby, I'm excited to break this one down. Mel Kiper came out with his first mock draft, the first of many in the offseason, and I think you guys know the results already. We're going to break it down in this video, go through the two prospects that Mel Kiper has the New York Jets drafting at pick number 2 and at pick 16. Definitely curious to get your guys' thoughts of the mock in the comments. There's going to be so many mock drafts from Mel Kiper, from PFF, from ESPN, like Mel Kiper, all across all the draft experts, Todd McShay, and we're going to try to break all of them down on Jets Media to kind of get a good idea of where the Jets are going to go in the 2026 NFL Draft. There's so many different scenarios, and I think that the big thing we have to keep in mind is we have to wait for free agency, and this is the case for every single year, by the way. It's not just right now. Free agency is going to tell us a lot about the overall approach to the Jets in the draft, whether they trade for a big quarterback, sign one in free agency, so we know what the quarterback situation looks like. And even across the roster, do they make a splash at a certain position so we know they're not going to draft that position in the NFL draft in the first round? So a lot of things to kind of iron itself out before we know exactly where the Jets are going. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button and comment down below your thoughts of the mock draft. There's a lot of interesting draft picks from Mel Kiper that we're going to break down in the video. So starting off with the first overall pick, shocker, Fernando Mendoza is going number 1 to the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry, Jets fans, we are not getting him. I know that he is a national champion officially, and he is a Raider. All right, so let's move right along. So the Jets decided to go defense with the second pick in the Mel Kiper Jr. mock draft to Arvell Reese, linebacker from Ohio State. Now, the thing about this draft pick that I first want to say is the Jets, like, there's not a guaranteed option at number 2 that makes so much sense. What I mean by that is you can argue Ruben Bain can be the pick. You can argue Reese. You can argue Bailey. You can argue Caleb Downs. You can even argue, some people are saying, go after Tate, the wide receiver. Go after Tyson. Get a receiver at number 2. Like, this is not a draft where there's a generational non-quarterback that is like, yup, that's the pick at number 2. Like last year, Abdul Carter was that guy, or Travis Hunter was that guy. A few years ago, an Aiden Hutchinson, or, there's always usually a guy that's a guaranteed non-quarterback that's going at the top. But this year's class is very interesting where there's not a guarantee at number 2. So that's why this draft is going to be very interesting for the New York Jets. So I think I've seen mocks of Reese going there, Bailey going there, Bain going there, but Mel Kiper decides to go with Arvell Reese from Ohio State. Let's read what he had to say about it. The Jets ranked 31st in sacks with 26, and Will McDonald was the only player on the roster with more than 4 of them, 8 to be exact. Jermaine Johnson is heading into his 5th-year option season, meaning the depth chart could be thinning out on the edge. With head coach Aaron Glenn's defensive background, getting that unit right will be an offseason priority. Reese played off the ball before moving into an edge rusher role in 2025, and he has the traits to make an impact there in the NFL. I love his instincts and bursts, and if the New York Jets wanted him at linebacker, there's a void there with Quincy Williams entering free agency. For the Jets fans screaming that the team needs a quarterback, I'm with you. There just isn't another pass-worthy option at number 2, with Dante Moore deciding to go back to Oregon for another season. And maybe the Jets go after a veteran and make this irrelevant anyway, waiting for 2027 instead when they have 3 first-rounders. But right now, New York is better off taking the top defensive prospect on the board and maybe getting lucky at the quarterback position when it's back on the board at pick 16 in the middle of the round. So that's a spoiler alert right there. So going deeper into Arvell Reese and the type of prospect that he is, listen, I like his versatility. I think that he absolutely would be a stud in this defense. We all understand that the Jets lack a defensive star after trading away Mr. Sauce Gardner and trading away Quinnen Williams in this offseason. So you know that the Jets need to find their new, captain, their new young prodigy of the defense. And I think Reese is a guy that has so much ability to take this defense to another level, whether it's ability to play off ball, play on ball, be a Swiss Army knife. I think that, him lining up off the edge this past season shows you that he has the ability to line up on the edge and rush the passer. He could play off the ball. He could drop back in coverage. He can, pursue. I mean, this is a very unique type of talent here that will absolutely be a big-time weapon on this defense that Aaron Glenn and whoever the defensive coordinator is going to be can bring in here and be a stud. Now, I think that getting a guy like Reese is interesting at number 2 because, again, there's other options. I like Ruben Bain a lot. He's going to be at the Senior Bowl, which I'm really excited to see. You saw what his ability was on full display in the championship on Monday night, and you can argue that Reese, being a Jet, is pretty awesome. I mean, I would absolutely be down for this pick, not going to lie. Let me know in the comments, how would you feel if the New York Jets go after Reese in the NFL draft at pick number 2? I think that is pretty interesting to see this type of options. Now, you go across the rest of the mock draft on Mel Kiper. There's other guys, of course, that you have to keep in mind that could be picks at number 2. For example, number 3, you got an offensive tackle. The Jets, oh my gosh, Jets fans, can we please appreciate that we do not have to draft a tackle? Please, the fact that we got Olu, the fact that we got Membu is absolutely fantastic, that we don't even have to worry about drafting an offensive tackle, because if the Jets did not have Fashanu or Membu, we had a hole there. You can argue that this would be the pick right here. And it's funny enough, we have his brother on the Jets. David Bailey went number 4 in the mock to the Tennessee Titans. This is another option for the Jets at pick number 2. He's also a guy that's going to be at the Senior Bowl that I'm really excited about. Carnell Tate, I've seen a lot of Jets fans say, hey, what if we get a wide receiver at number 2? That would be a freaking stud to pair up another Ohio State wide receiver next to Garrett Wilson, of course. You got another offensive tackle going to the Browns. Ruben Bain drops to 7 in this mock, which is very interesting. This is a guy that I think could be on the board for the Jets at number 2, potentially. Jordan Tyson is another interesting name. Jeremiah Love. And Caleb Downs falls at number 10 in this mock draft to the Cincinnati Bengals. Some Jets fans are saying they should consider drafting Caleb Downs potentially, which I find extremely interesting, which is very, very intriguing. I don't know if the Jets can draft a safety at pick number 2. The position of value isn't really there. Maybe if he's there at 16, which, by the way, he will not be there at 16, or the Jets trade back from number 2. I love Caleb Downs. Absolutely love him. And look who they bring up in this one, Jamal Adams. Little flashback there, TBT. And then you got Falk going to the Dolphins, the edge rusher from Auburn. Sonny Styles, who is an option for the Jets at 16 if the Jets don't go linebacker at 2, but I don't know if he's going to be there at pick 16. He definitely feels like a Cowboy. Good pick there from Mel Kiper Jr. You got McCoy, the cornerback from Tennessee. Mekhi Lemon goes to 14. Goes 14 to the Baltimore Ravens. I know a lot of Jets fans want him at 16. That's not guaranteed he's even going to be there. And then Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon, at 15. And before we get into my breakdown of who the Jets go at 16, let's hear a quick word from a proud sponsor of Jets Media. Covered. Before we go any further in today's video, I have to let you guys know about this app that I'm absolutely obsessed with. They're the new sponsor of the channel, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to download this Covered app when I tell you what it's about. You can literally pay off your own credit card by playing games. And basically what that means is, as you can see right here, this is the app on the screen. I went to the movie theaters and I bought tickets to go see Marty Supreme. I bought 4 tickets. It was around $87, right? Now, if you go to the Covered app, you can link your credit card and your bank account information, similar to, think of it like a financial advisor. But you can go in and pay off your credit card if you play games. You can win it back. Flappy Bird, aka Cashy Bird on their app, you can literally go out there and find a way to pay off your card. And not only can you pay off your own credit card bill, but you can also enter chances to win a bunch of different giveaways by getting the highest score possible on these games. As you can see on your screen, you can win an iPhone, you can win tickets to the World Cup, you can win an Apple Vision Pro, tickets to anything you want, Super Bowl LX tickets, so Coachella weekend VIP tickets. All you got to do is download the app, link in the description, folks, and use my code Richie, and you will get an opportunity. Get a free entry every single day when you use my code Richie. Link in the description and sign up to Covered today. Now let's get into Ty Simpson, the quarterback the Jets draft at pick 16. This is very intriguing here, and I think that a lot of Jets fans are going to be alarmed by this draft pick. I think that this is one of those polarizing moves because a lot of Jets fans love him. Some people don't love him. So let me know your stance in the comments. How would you feel if the Jets drafted Ty Simpson here at pick number 16? But before we go into my thoughts, let's hear from Mel Kiper because he definitely had an interesting analysis of this. So let's hear from Mel Kiper on Get Up.
He's 23 years of age. His father's a coach. Nick Saban's there with him, advising them. So he had heard first round. You think about Ty Simpson. Like I said, he could have been top 5. He would have continued through. Offensive line let him down. Ryan Williams didn't have the year expected. He had no running game, okay? Ty Simpson obviously goes to a team that you say, can they screw it up? Can they affect? Hey, let him sit for a little bit. He's only had 15 starts. But again, put a little weight on that frame. This kid's so competitive. He won't let a play die. He fights to the bitter end a little too much. He'll figure that out. Ty Simpson, like I said, at this point at 16, we were talking top 5 back in October. I think would make sense for the New York Jets or the Steelers or the Rams late first round.
Or the Colts. Said we stay where we're great. Awesome.
I'll tell you why I like it.
Give it around.
I like it because you could take a swing this year, the second first-round pick you have, and you have so many picks that, hey, if he's not the guy, you could draft another one next year, and you're not bound to Ty Simpson. You took him 16th overall. I don't think it's a bad idea. Take one this year, and if he's not great, take another one next year. You might as well keep swinging the bat.
Hey, look, why not? We have a different quarterback every year. We have a different coach every year. Well, I mean, why not?
Oh, you gotta love Greeny, even though I know not a lot of Jets fans like him. But hey, Peter Schrager brings up a good point there. You know, say the Jets do draft Ty Simpson, it's not like you're guaranteed to keep him and he's the guy for the next year. Say 2027 comes around, you still want him to take a swing. But the problem with that is you don't want to burn the 16th overall pick on a quarterback and just throw it to the trash. If you're drafting Ty Simpson, the Jets better have a plan, bro. They better absolutely love his ability. Now, I do like him as a prospect. Remember, in the middle of the college football season, he was a top 5 pick. Everybody was saying that the Jets would tank for him, that the Jets are going to be able to get him in the top of the draft. Now, he took a step backwards at the end of the college season. A lot of things went wrong, but I really do like him as a prospect. The problem I have with him is his career in terms of lack of experience at the next level in the college ranks, right? Only 15, 16 starts as a quarterback for Alabama. That's the one thing I really don't like about his game, because I like to get a quarterback that has so much experience, that's ready to go, does not need much development. But I feel like if you draft the Ty Simpson, you're going to have him sit behind a veteran quarterback for a year and bank on his upside, bank on his smart intelligence. I do like his intangibles. I do feel like he has a lot of traits to his game that I personally like. I think that reading a defense is something that I've noticed. His athleticism, he's got the arm strength, but again, is his mental ability to process a NFL playbook there? Is his ability to go out there and slow things down on the next level there? Like all those things, footwork. There's a lot of things when you evaluate a quarterback, and this is a big deal for Darren Muji, because if you're taking a swing and drafting a quarterback here at 16, you better love the guy. All right, you better do your deep evaluation. And one thing to note about Darren Muji, he was part of the Denver Broncos organization when they drafted Bo Nix. Yes, you have Sean Payton there to develop Bo Nix. We don't have a Sean Payton. We have Aaron Glenn and Tanner Engstrand. And that's another thing, man. Do you trust this Jets regime to draft and develop a quarterback? A lot of Jets fans do not trust this regime to do that. So a lot of interesting things to talk about regarding this specific mock draft. I do think that drafting Ty Simpson here would absolutely be an interesting decision. Now, go deeper into what he had to say in the article. Mel Kiper adds, recall that the Jets were left out of the quarterback game when they were on the board the first time at number 2. There just isn't another top 5 prospect in this class right now beyond Fernando Mendoza. But getting a linebacker in Reese there, then getting the class's quarterback 2, that's a pretty good first round for New York. Let's be clear, though, I do have some concerns about Simpson. He had 15 career starts, which means that this pick would come with a lot of risk. Absolutely. And I don't know if the Jets can handle a risk like that, personally. That's just not enough game experience. We also can't ignore his dip in performance in the second half of 2025 season, but there's also no questioning his upside. Simpson has good pocket presence, and he has fired 28 touchdown passes and only 5 interceptions this past season. If the Jets can surround him with the talent on offense and development, he has a high ceiling. So that's a key statement there. If the Jets can surround him with talent on offense and develop him. Now, who knows if the Jets can do that? I mean, there's a lot of reasons to believe the Jets can't do that. Okay? I mean, every Jets fan would tell you, no, the Jets don't know how to do that stuff, folks. The Jets don't know how to do that. All right? So I totally understand that perspective, but I feel like if you're taking this gamble, a preferred approach to the quarterback position for me would be not drafting a quarterback, bringing in a veteran, a bridge guy, who knows who that's going to be, and then you draft non-quarterbacks with those first 4 premium picks. You build out the roster, and then you draft your future in 27. I feel like that seems a little bit more realistic in my eyes, but there's also a world where the Jets fall in love with the Ty Simpson, right? Maybe the Jets front office and the Jets coaching staff, they do their homework on Ty Simpson, and they're like, nah, he is our guy, and we're going to surround him. We're going to make him the franchise. You never know. Whew. Man, this is going to be a crazy offseason, folks. Let me know your thoughts about Mel Kiper Jr.'s mock draft. Would you want the Jets to get him or not? As well as Arvell Reese. Do you like this mock draft? Got to give a huge shout out to Sleeper, another proud sponsor of the channel here. Make sure you get a 100% deposit match up to $100 by using the code JETS. Link at the top of the description, folks. Cannot thank Sleeper enough for being the proud sponsor all throughout the season and into the offseason here on Jets Media. Big time shout out to them. Build your parlays for Championship Sunday coming up and the Super Bowl as well. Huge shout out goes to our friends at Sleeper. So that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know your thoughts if you did not already in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you stayed to the end of the video by commenting a plain emoji. Let's go Jets. As always, I'll be on the road at the Senior Bowl and the Super Bowl the next few weeks. Wish me luck, folks. I'll see you next time, and let's go Jets. Peace.